welcome back to the Sogcast. I'm Patrick.
I'm Garrett.
We are actually down a few core members today, so pinch hitting.
Hey everybody, I'm Quinten. Happy to be here. Called up from the minors.
Oh yeah, Quinten's making his Sogcast debut.
They called me up from the Sog farm.
That's right.
The Mariners are currently 66 and 55 and kind of tied with the Blue Jays for that first wild card spot. The Blue Jays have played less games, but because of that, like the win-loss percentage is the same. Either way, Mariners tied first place wild card. Had a rough loss today against the Athletics. Kind of a bummer.
Yeah, that's a tough loss, man. That should have been an easy win.
Yeah, but the
not Luis Castillo, Diego Castillo kind of botched it, and I guess you can also kind of put it on Ty France's shitty base running.
Yeah, there was definitely some base running blunders today, but I think in baseball there's not necessarily such a thing as an easy win. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Any 9 innings, any team can win.
Yeah, everyone's going to blame Diego Castillo just for he messed up that last play, but heat of the moment, it's hard not to go for the ball if you see the ball. You know?
For sure.
Yeah, and that was just one of the few blunders the Mariners made today. It wasn't one of their best performances, but that's okay. I mean, they've got Castillo. Mariners have Luis Castillo pitching tomorrow. He's going to mow him down. There's no way he's not going to completely shut down that A's offense. So
He might pitch 9, dude.
he might. He could go for it.
Oh, you know, I was thinking about Luis Castillo the other day, and I was like, what is this? This trade kind of reminds me a little bit of when the Brewers got CC Sabathia in 2008. You guys remember that?
I do.
Yeah, they picked him up in the trade right before the trade deadline. Rest of the year, he goes, I think 10-2 or something ridiculous like that. I think they win pretty much all of his starts with those 2 losses, obviously, and carries them into the playoffs. Dude was a stud back then. Hopefully it doesn't end up like it happened with them with CC going to the Yankees, but hopefully we get to keep Castillo. But other than that, man, it's a huge pickup. He's been super solid this year.
Yeah, it's been awesome, and he's going to shut the A's down tomorrow. There's no doubt about it.
Real quick before we get too deep into talking baseball and all this, there's this dope-ass Mexican family down the street having a super big party, and there's trumpets. So if you picks that up in the microphone, they're just down there raging.
Yeah, I almost stopped there and didn't come to this because that looked
like
an awesome
partying
time
over there.
Yeah, dude, we should bail on the podcast and go party with these
They're
guys.
having a good time.
They're really getting after it.
So we've got Castillo pitching tomorrow. Will probably lead to a series win. Yeah, you want to sweep the A's, but realistically, sweeps are hard to do. Win streaks are hard to do in baseball. If you take series wins in the series you're supposed to win, it's all going to work out. They'll take the series tomorrow, and it should all work out. The loss today was a bit of a bummer, but it happens. That's baseball.
Exactly. When was our last series loss? It's been a minute.
That's a great question. I don't even want to think about it. Let's just
We did drop that series to the Rangers
Oh, that's right.
In
That's
Texas.
a fucking bummer.
that we shouldn't have dropped, but we did. It happens.
Winning
But-
more series than not, so
Yeah.
it's going well.
That's a good problem to have when you can't remember the last series loss.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like they've been on it.
Yeah, and you'll take 2 out of 3 in any series twice, anytime. 2 out of 3 in any series. You can get just blown out of the building in the second game. If you win the first and the last, you'll take that any day.
Hell yeah.
100%. And the Mariners' offense has been cooking. They scored 10-plus runs in back-to-back games against the Angels and then again against the A's. And even today, what'd they put up? 3? It's a little low, but lost 4-3 in extras. A little low, but like I said, there was some blunders. There was some mistakes. It just wasn't their best game. It happens. They just clear their head, short memory, come back tomorrow, fire in, get the series win, and then on to Cleveland for a 4-game series, which could potentially be a playoff matchup.
Little preview there, yeah.
Yeah, it looks like if things are going the way they're going without any big drastic changes, the Mariners will probably be facing the Guardians in the playoffs.
Good call saying Guardians there.
Yeah. Not the Indians, the Guardians, with the worst logo made in Microsoft Paint you've ever done seen.
Dude, it's so blocky. It's so bad.
Let's call them Cleveland.
And Guardians is such a backyard baseball team name.
Who they got? Pete Wheeler and Pablo Sanchez on that team too.
Oh, dude, Pablo crushes.
I know they probably would be way better than the 3 seed in the playoffs if they had Pablo Sanchez.
I got recommended on YouTube some dude playing backyard baseball recently, and I was like, I'm gonna play some backyard baseball. You can just play that shit online for free.
Oh, really?
So I played a couple games of backyard baseball and absolutely dominated with Pablo Sanchez. That dude is broken.
They still rock the power-ups, the aluminum bat, and like the worm burner.
The undergrounder.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, buddy.
And then they had backyard football too, where you'd somehow like dig under the ground and just appear in the end zone. Yeah, the Guardians got some dudes on their team though. They got Tristan McKenzie. I feel like whenever I see his starts, he goes 6 innings, strikes out, 14 guys. Did that the other day. But he is a tall, skinny dude, but he shoves. He's crazy.
Yeah, and hopefully the Mariners can sometimes launch their offense against good pitchers. Sometimes, though, they make a fringe AAA guy look like the next Cy Young. So hopefully they get those bats going, especially 4 on the road. It's going to be a tough series. Realistically, you'd like to take 2, even a series split. If you could take 3 of 4 on the road, that's going to be huge.
Oh yeah, three out of 4 would be huge for the program, dude.
Especially with it potentially being a playoff preview. You'd really like to take that series there and have the offense firing on all cylinders. Kind of makes you wonder what we're going to do with the pitching rotation. Marco floundered early again against the A's, but then he did what he did. It was only 1 earned run. One of the runs was unearned, and he shut him down after that for 6. And as painful, and it's weird because it's stressful because Marco comes in and he gives up a run in the first inning against the A's. And it's frustrating, but then he comes in and shuts it down. And frankly, he pitched better yesterday than Logan Gilbert did today. Logan Gilbert hasn't had a win since, I believe, July 7th.
Oof.
Yeah, I think people sometimes forget that Logan Gilbert's first year in the majors was last year. People are expecting him to just come out and just dominate every start. He's already matched the amount of starts last year as he had this year. I think he's at 24. So I mean, second year he just might be tired. Wouldn't blame him too. Maybe skip a start, maybe give him a little break, which I don't think it'd be the worst thing ever because you want him strong for that late September October push.
That is actually an excellent point. People forget that Logan Gilbert's a sophomore, and the sophomore slump is real. And he started out so dominant, but it looks like he's been kind of struggling a little bit. The walks have been through the roof, control issues.
Yeah, he did have a tough stretch of starts, too. I think he had to face the Yankees 2 times in a row. Yeah, anytime you face the same team twice in a row, it's tough because, hitters, these are the best hitters in the world. They're going to figure it out like third time through the lineup.
Right, and I think he faced the Astros right after that.
Yeah,
he had a tough run there for a bit. But, I mean, we're talking about the A's.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should be pitching better against the A's, but struggles happen.
Yeah,
Control issues happen. Yips happen. And as Quinten said, he could just be getting tired. It's a lot of innings, a lot of starts on a very young arm. And with Chris Flexen designated to a bullpen role now, maybe have Gilbert miss a start. Don't demote him to the bullpen or anything, but even just give him a week off and just say, hey, get some rest and get Flexen another start. Flexen honestly deserves another start. I think he needs to be in the starting rotation.
Yeah,
still.
I love Flexen.
Me too. I think he deserves a starting spot as well. It's going to be weird if they try to put Marco in the pen, though.
Yeah.
Maybe they just put him there just to not have him pitch, Just, he's on the active roster. He just doesn't ever pitch,
On the active roster, it doesn't ever pitch. That's awesome.
I mean, you could put him in the bullpen and just sit him there. Be like, yeah, he's around.
It's just tough because, I think he's one of the team leaders. That's probably why they didn't do anything. I mean, just remember last year when they traded Graveman and everybody was pissed about that. Imagine if they had traded Marco. The clubhouse would have gone nuts.
It's probably true. The Graveman trade was kind of bonkers, though, because it happened in the middle of a series against the team that we're playing. Just like, see you, nerd. He was visibly upset about that too.
Yeah, that was odd. And I don't know. The trade more or less has ended up being a wash because Toro for the Mariners is now down in AAA, and Graveman isn't even on the Astros anymore. He's
Right.
in Chicago for the White Sox now. So more or less the trade was kind of a wash.
Yeah. Hey, Toro provided some good moments in 8th and 9th innings. 1 through 7 didn't do anything, but 8th and 9th innings, man, dude's Babe Ruth.
That's true. I mean, he did come in and have some big moments, real clutch situations where it mattered. He got it done.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like his clutch meter just goes through the roof when it's the 8th or 9th. He'll be 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts and a weak ground out. And then it's the 9th inning, and he comes in and gets it done. But it's not a reliable...
No.
Yeah.
That's why he's in Tacoma.
That is why he's in Tacoma.
Hey, when rosters expand for the playoffs, it might be worth coming up. Nothing wrong with having a pinch hitter coming in 8th and 9th inning, get a big moment,
Yeah, exactly.
It could work. Speaking of guys that are down in Tacoma...
Your boy.
Oh,
Favorite Mariner.
We thought we would never have to talk about him again. Luis Torrens has cleared waivers, and he is back in Tacoma.
Do you guys at least like him a little bit more since he had that walk-off?
No.
Nope. Okay.
Nope.
No, it was an awesome moment. Don't get me
I
wrong.
thought it was the
really
perfect send-off.
really cool moment for him, but we were like, all right, man, best of luck on all your future endeavors. And his future endeavor is back on the Mariners, 40-man.
I'm actually surprised that no team, swooped him up.
I am not surprised.
Really?
I'm a little surprised. I'm with you.
He's a major league catcher, and he's
Yeah.
having a down year, obviously. But I mean, last year, I don't remember him being terrible at all. He could hit a little bit last year.
He was better last year than
And,
this year. That's for sure.
Catching,
At the plate, still bad, still just as bad defensively.
Oh my
but
God.
everybody always needs catchers. That's the thing. So.
That's true. And catchers are down across the league. There's not really a dominant catcher. You know who actually is a dominant catcher? Cal
fucking Raleigh. Bro.
Cal Raleigh is a dominant catcher. He's leading all of at least American League catchers in home runs. And the way he calls a game, pitchers love throwing to him. He's got a great rapport. He's got great presence with veteran pitchers. He's working well with the young guys too. The Mariners like young pitching staff. Logan Gilbert, George Kirby. But then also Robbie Ray, he's a little bit of a veteran, and he feels so comfortable throwing to Cal. And he's literally one of the top catchers in the league. And it's funny, I don't think he really gets the recognition. He's kind of a quiet guy. Mm-hmm. Doesn't have like the pizzazz. He's just out there catching games and hitting bombs. Big.
Dude, that last one he hit, the second one I think it was in Anaheim. Oh my God. He crushed it.
Dude's got power. It's all in that big dumper.
Oh, speaking of that, I think I remember that nickname came about. Wasn't it Jared Kelenic who I think they posted some sort of highlight of Raleigh on Twitter, and Kelenic retweeted it. It says, "That's my guy, big dumper." I think that's how it stuck. Do you think Cal Raleigh texted Kelenic after that and be like, "You darn son of a bitch, why'd you have to let that nickname leak?"
Don't fucking do that shit.
He's like, I did not want to be known as big dumper.
Because ever since that point, I think it was probably like 2 years ago, man, everybody's just taking off. You'll be at the Mariners game, like, "We love you, big dumper."
I want to say that there's worse nicknames, but that one is pretty bad.
It's not the best. There are worse, but yeah.
Hey, shit ass.
Yeah, I wonder how he feels about the nickname. Maybe he embraces it. Maybe he likes his big old badonkadonk, knows that's where the power comes from, and he's fully embracing it.
The real question would be when they bring back the Players Weekend, possibly, if he gets his nickname on the back. I would buy a big dumper Mariners jersey in a heartbeat, probably.
Oh my God, that would be amazing. Also, I wish they would bring back the players' jerseys. It was so cool. All the customized cleats, nicknames on the back. That was fun. That was good for the game. I think they should bring that back.
Yeah, I still rock my boomstick jersey, every other game probably. I think it's sweet.
Hell yeah. Also, some people might be wondering how Terens came back, what it means to be DFA'd, what waivers are, all that stuff.
I know I was.
So I'll try to break it down for you guys in layman's terms. Essentially, a player has what is called options, and that means how many times they can get sent back down to AAA and then called back up to the major league roster. And when a player is out of options, they can no longer be sent down. And if you no longer want them on your major league roster, what you do is you designate them for assignment, or as it's commonly known, DFA'd. When a player is DFA'd, they are essentially released and they go onto a waiver wire where any team in the league can be free to pick them up. No, you don't have to worry about a trade or anything like that. You are free to pick that player up off of the waiver wire. However, if no team in baseball picks that player up, they then get reverted back to the minor league team, or for a personal choice, they can elect to try free agency. And essentially, instead of going back to the minors, you can stay a free agent and hope someone picks you up later on. So
what you're saying is he didn't even want to bet on himself. He's like, put me in the minors.
It's a safe. At least I got a home.
Yeah.
Tacoma's a beautiful place.
But essentially, that is what happened with Luis Terens. He was out of options. The Mariners could not send him down. They DFA'd him. No team picked him up. And he decided it was in his best interest to return to Tacoma. So he's still there. He's still around. Maybe he'll have a breakthrough. Maybe he'll figure it out. But we thought we were never going to discuss him again on this pod. And here we are, still talking about Luis Terens.
I think I'm gonna buy you guys a giant cutout of Luis Terens just to have in here, just so he can always be with you guys.
That would be fucking awesome.
That'd be hilarious. Just have him sitting in that chair over there.
On days when Matt's not here, just prop him up with a little microphone.
Hey, what do you have to say? Classic. Nothing.
Nice. Perfect.
Good take, Terens.
Yeah. In more minor league news, Kyle Lewis, I don't know what's going on with Kyle Lewis. Another thing is when a player gets sent down, they have 3 days until they have to report to the minor league roster. Usually it has to do with traveling and stuff. The Mariners happen to be crazy fortunate that their minor league team is down the fucking road. Like, Tacoma is so close. Not a lot of teams have that luxury. The Mariners do. Nonetheless, players have 3 days to report to the minor league roster. And I will give Jared Kelenic credit. When he just recently got sent down, he reported immediately to Tacoma and was in the Rainiers lineup that night. That shows that the effort is there, that he wants to keep playing. He wants to work hard. And I have a lot of respect for him for that.
Yeah, dude, I want Kelenic to be good so bad.
We all want him to be good, man.
And I still think he will. What is he, 23 years old?
He is very young still, and he crushes in the minors, and every single time he gets brought back up, it's so underwhelming.
I think he's going to figure it out. I mean, that's what people say multiple times, but I mean, probably don't bring him up the rest of the year. Let him go through spring training, see how he does next year. But
I don't think they can. I think he's out of options now.
Yeah, so it's next time, nut up or shut up. So.
Essentially.
For sure.
And yeah, and I feel that, but yeah, he is young and the potential is there in AAA. His numbers in AAA are through the roof. And I think one of the issues is the mental thing, him getting frustrated at the major league level. And for him just to have the drive to like, okay, I'm being sent down again. This sucks, but I'm going to show up immediately and help the Rainiers. I'm going to get my work in. I'm going to work hard and try and get better. That shows a lot of heart and determination, and I respect that a lot from Kelenic. Now, however, the issue is Kyle Lewis. Kyle Lewis got sent down the same time as Kelenic. He took 3 days to report. He took the full 3 days, which is in his right, I guess. You can do that. So he did, but then also personally kept himself out of the lineup for 6 more days after that. And people, Mariners Twitter and stuff is wondering, like, where's Kyle Lewis? Where's Kyle Lewis? He doesn't want to play. He doesn't want to play baseball. And when he had his concussion and he was out 2+ months, that was not the Mariners training staff like trying to make sure it was 100%. It was him saying, I'm still not feeling great. You don't want to push someone with a head injury and stuff. And I get it. And if it was really that serious.
It seems like it was, man. It seems like he is fucking rattled. That was a while ago, and he's still fucked up from it.
Yeah,
Maybe not injured fucked up, but it did something to him, man. He's different now.
Yeah, dude, concussions, man, they'll mess you up. Look at Antonio Brown. I'm not trying to compare them just as an example, but
No, yeah, totally.
But it's just it's tough with Kyle Lewis, because you think back to 2020 Rookie of the Year Kyle Lewis, and dude was an absolute stud. He was like the main bright point of the season for the Mariners. He was robbing home runs. He was hitting dingers. What was that first game? He crushed one off Justin Verlander. Dude, we thought we struck gold with him. He obviously
on top
had
of the world.
Yeah, he had his injury problems in the minors. You know, it happens. Then he came up, worked hard. First game, crushes one off Verlander. Like, oh my god! Like, but obviously you look through Twitter and you see things. What I heard, he still believes he can, be an everyday outfielder. While the Mariners kind of see him more as a DH just because of his injury history, which is, both points. He's a player. He wants to bet on himself. He knows what he's capable of, and when he's healthy, I thought he was a really good center fielder. But obviously we have Julio now, who's, he's an otherworldly player. But I don't know, this is tough. So maybe just some time in the minors might help him once he wasn't hitting that well when he came up.
It was
Before
like
that too.
He was like 6 for 46.
Yeah, that's not gonna get it done,
Mm-hmm.
So
Right.
Go down in the minors, mash a little bit, rosters expand for playoffs, bring him back up, see how he does. But it's always good to have a bat.
But I think the issue is, you read from Twitter, like Mariner Twitter's accounts, people in the actual know, and they have their own PR stuff they have to do. So you kind of got to gather what they're saying and kind of piece together your own ideas of what's happening. But it really seems like Kyle Lewis, one, didn't believe that he should be sent down. Clearly he's not 100%, whether healthy or mentally. Because, I mean, look at, what was it, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, or whatever, he had to get pinch run for Carlos Santana. They had to put him in as a pinch runner for Kyle Lewis. You don't do that with a healthy Kyle Lewis.
Hell no.
So something's going on.
But you do that for Carlos Santana. He's got the wheels, dude. Have you seen him? He's chugging.
Honestly, I think he's not as slow as you'd expect just by looking at him.
Yeah,
He can turn it on.
I mean, these are professional athletes out there, man.
Yeah, man.
I mean, just look at. I was gonna not bring up Daniel Vogelbach, but now I'm bringing him up. Dude goes to New York. Now he has that New York media behind him, and I swear every day I see a video of him running the bases on Twitter. People just love watching big dudes run.
True.
And honestly, he's a lot faster than me, and probably a lot faster than any of us.
I'm challenging Daniel Vogelbach to a race.
I would pay good money to watch.
Oh,
that.
I would race the hell out of Vogelbach. Come on. I wasn't a JV running back for nothing.
Dude, I don't know, man. He is chugging along, man. He's got wheels. I think, man, he's a big boy, but dude can roll.
You did raise a good point, though. They're professional athletes. That's true. And you see it, like, you think about it a little bit less with baseball players, especially like a Carlos Santana, or you ever see Ty France run the bases, even when he's not making base running blunders like he did today.
Oof.
The dude is slow. He's just no wheels there.
I love Ty France. Man.
Oh, yeah, 100%. And that's literally like the only knock in his game is that he's not very fast. And that's not even that big of a deal. You don't need all 9 guys to be speedsters. It's okay that he's slow. There's no problem with it. But he is slow.
That's why we got him at first base, bro.
Sounds like somebody's challenging Ty France to a race as well.
Oh, Ty France. Oh,
Ty
that's
France
not
would
even.
smoke your ass.
No, oh my. Are you kidding me?
Not at all.
I'm running onto the field next game. Tapping him on the shoulder, race you to home.
One thing that I kind of want to bring up is just the fact, even from the first game of the season, before you even knew how the Mariners were going to do, you wanted to be able to watch every game by the fact that the Mariners had so many names that you cared about, seeing how they did. You want to see how Julio does. He's the rookie. You want to see how Robbie Ray does. He's the Cy Young signee. You want to see how Gilbert does. He was good last year. You just want to. They have so many guys you just want to see. So I find myself planning my day like around, being able to watch the Mariners game, when in years past you kind of, if I can't watch the game today, oh well, I'll look at the stats when I can after the game. But this year you're following the game as it's going from day one, because there's just so many guys you just want to see. The Mariners have all these dudes now. I remember Brash's first start, like this dude was throwing wiffle balls out there. Like, whoa.
Dude, yeah.
My God.
I was saying he was throwing frisbees. That slider was nuts.
Yeah,
and he's transitioned well to his bullpen role.
Yeah, and then even when he, it didn't work out as him in the start, they brought up Kirby. Oh, I want to see Kirby. Dude's a stud.
His first few starts were fucking fire, dude.
Yeah. I mean, he just pounds the strike zone, dude. He walks maybe a guy per start, maybe.
Dope.
Dude,
Fucking dope.
I know, and then you got Munoz over here throwing 103. Like they just got so many guys you want to watch, which is
And
awesome.
with an excellent slider as well.
Yeah,
Dude.
The team is very, very fun to watch this year.
Yeah, Quinten, who are you most excited for? You're saying like, yeah, I guess the entire Mariners fan base is excited.
I mean, I'll probably give just a generic answer, man. Julio, dude. Julio
Yeah.
has the chance to be the face of baseball. I mean, which is nuts. And it's like he came up kind of at a perfect time just for the city, because obviously we lost Russell Wilson and the Seahawks aren't doing their thing anymore. But Julio's gonna be the face, which is crazy to think about. He came up at the perfect time. Get rid of Russ. Seahawks are doing well. People were crazy about that for a long time. Now Julio's here. You have people coming up, but hey, I heard about this guy Julio in the Mariners, and they don't even follow baseball at all. So his name is just getting around, which is awesome.
And it's true, the energy around the city is just so much better. So many people are starting to take notice that the Mariners are actually good. And it's also a perfect time because the Sounders have been... I don't really follow MLS, but I do know that the Sounders have had a really rough second half of their season. They've been falling apart, and everyone knows the Seahawks are going to be dog water this year. So people are excited about the Mariners, and it's really good to see. It's an energy I haven't felt in a long time.
Yeah, I mean, it was awesome. I had a men's league game last week, and both the dugouts had the Mariners game playing. I was pitching on the mound. I turned around and the umpire at seconds looking at his phone. As a joke, I was like, "What's the score of the Mariners game?" And he that's literally what he was looking at. He's like,
That's
"Oh yeah,
fucking
we just went up 3-2." Like what? So I mean, everyone's just paying attention. It's just fun. It's fun to be a part of.
Yeah, and it's such a big community thing because I've spent so many years being a diehard Mariners fan when no one in the city gave a shit. No one cared, and you can't really blame them. It's hard to follow a team that's been so bad for so long, and now the stars are aligning. You've got young talent, you've got some veteran presence. Everything is lining up, and it's fun to watch these guys. Even in their losses, like I remember when the Mariners, we would tell ourselves that this was the year that they could finally make the wild card, and you would see games throughout the season of them getting blown out by 8 runs, 10 runs, 15 fucking runs. That doesn't happen this year. They are a much better squad all around.
Yeah, I love it when one thing particular. I think that recently there was the 10-year anniversary of Felix's perfect game, which was crazy. That was 10 years ago. Shout out to that. That was awesome.
Yeah.
I remember I went to the game before it, so I was pretty pissed.
Oh.
But I remember there was another little thing on the picture on Twitter of the lineup for the Mariners that day. Oh my God. It's amazing they got 1 run in that game.
Yeah, and it was 1-0, that perfect game.
I think Jesus Montero might have been the cleanup hitter for that lineup, which is crazy to think about. Maybe it was him or Justin Smoke, but still, either one of those options you clean up, that's not a good looking lineup.
I know we would lie to ourselves too and just be like, no, this is actually a good roster. We had Shed Long as not during the perfect game, but even just last year, Shed Long was a starter in our outfield, and we had to tell ourselves like, oh, that was good.
My guy Schlong over here, dude. I love me some Shed Long in his goggles. Those
Yeah, those goggles. We had to tell ourselves that Malik Smith was gonna be okay, that D. Gordon in center field was a good move. We just had to fucking lie to ourselves to just pretend that the team was good. And this year,
We're good.
we're good.
Actually good.
It's so much fun to watch. I remember
Real quick, never shit on my boy D. Gordon ever again.
him in center field, though. Come on,
Nope,
bro.
terrible. But don't you talk bad about D. Gordon. He's the best player in baseball.
Whoa. He's not even. Is he even in on a team right now?
Yeah.
Where's he on?
I think he's on the Nationals.
I think
How are the Nationals doing?
Also, I think he's on the minors for the
Yeah, yeah.
Nationals. But I remember I went to a game. Felix was pitching, and I'm like, the Mariners could have a chance this year. We were playing the Chicago White Sox. I spent buku bucks. I was like right down the first baseline, like row 2. Spent a pretty penny on the tickets. The Mariners were down 10-0 in the second inning. And I was just like, if I didn't spend however much I spent on these tickets, I would leave right now. But I spent so much money. I had such good seats that I just had to sit there through this whole shellacking and it was just a miserable time. It was a bad time to be a baseball fan or Mariners fan.
What was the final score of that game? Do you remember?
It's fucking a lot to 0.
Brutal. But yeah, we don't have a lot of those moments anymore now, which is
No.
great. I mean, we got guys who are going to get the job done. I mean, the guys are stepping up. A couple games ago, Suarez had 2 homers, just cranked 2 out. He provided all the offense. That's awesome.
Yeah, he had a stand-up triple today. It was a misplay by the right fielder, but wasn't an error. It just bounced off the wall, but right fielder kind of poorly played it. But stand-up triple for Suarez.
How do you guys feel about the I remember at the beginning of the year, there was that big argument or the big debate going on versus was Suarez better? Are we glad we don't have Kyle Seeger anymore, basically?
I have an opinion on this.
Oh,
Go for
Let
it.
it fly.
Kyle Seeger was ass for the last 4 years he was on the Mariners.
Oh, hot takes.
I know,
It's a
dude.
bit of a hot take.
It is. I know it is. I don't fucking like him. I liked him when he was good. He wasn't super good. He could still hit. His defense was, you could see it declining. I'm super, super stoked to have Suarez at third. I fucking love that guy.
Yeah, I think the vibes are definitely higher with Suarez, but that's his saying, But
I mean,
he's
Kyle
just a cool
Seeger-
guy, it seems like.
Dude is a legend. I mean, it's hard to...
He'll be in the
I'm
Mariners
not
Hall
saying
of
I-
Fame.
Sure. I don't dislike Kyle Seeger. I just think it was clear that he was regressing in those last maybe three or 4 years.
I will say, though, his last year he hit, 35, 40 home runs, something like that, had 100 RBIs. He was still hitting.
I'm saying his bat was not bad at all.
His average was in the shitter, but
was.
he still could drive in runs.
Yeah, just imagine him if he started his career next year when they banned the shift. Dude would be a perennial all-star.
Yeah.
And honestly, I love Kyle Seeger. He was my guy.
Me too.
I went as K-Swag for Halloween one year. I built a little chain that said K-Swag like his Mariners commercial. It was awesome.
Sorry to shit on your guy.
It's okay.
No, I love Kyle Seeger too, and I'm bummed that he's gone in a sense. But you could not ask for a better fill-in from Suarez. Those were honestly kind of big shoes to fill.
Huge.
Kyle Seeger was a fan favorite. He spent his entire career at third base for the Mariners, never played anywhere else for anyone else. And he had the Mariners fans' hearts. And he spent a lot of time being on dog shit teams, so he didn't get the recognition he probably fully deserved. But he was still loved around Seattle.
It was awesome when Kyle Seeger made that All-Star team. I think Mariners had 4 All-Stars that year. They had Seeger, Cano, Cruz, and my guy Fernando Rodney, dude.
Oh my God. Right.
One of my all-time favorite things is listening to Patrick talk about Fernando Rodney. It's endlessly entertaining.
I hate him so much.
I love Fernando Rodney. I love the experience, man.
No. That was another thing. We had to convince ourselves that was fun. When the Mariners were like, oh, we had a 3-run lead and he gave up 2 runs and then walked the bases loaded and then got a ground out for the final out. Wasn't that exhilarating? No, it was fucking bullshit. Get 3 outs, Fernando Rodney. God, oh my God.
But then he'd fire that arrow into the sky and all would be forgiven. Kind of, maybe. Not for Patrick.
We could have a whole segment every week, just Patrick rants about Fernando Rodney.
What's crazy is even
Hey, here we go.
Even after he left the Mariners,
We set him off.
no, I was just gonna say, like, even after he left the Mariners, he pitched for like 5 more teams, and he did the same shit there that he did here. Nothing changed.
Well, and he's gonna get picked up because he was like 40 years old and still pumping it at 98. Like, good for him. I love Fernando Rodney.
Shout out to Fernando
He was
Rodney.
fun, man. I like it.
Well, Patrick thinks you're lying to yourself.
Well, okay, Patrick. Who is your favorite Mariners closer that they've had?
Ooh, that is an excellent question.
Diaz.
Diaz was a lot of fun, especially when he set like the Mariners franchise record for saves. I remember being a little bit younger, JJ Putz.
He was nasty. His splitter was sick.
He came in with he also had an awesome like intro.
Thunderstroke, baby.
Yeah, that was sick. Also, wasn't the best for us, and again, a thing of like lying to yourselves and telling us on, but how could you beef with the bartender, Tom Wilhelmsen?
Dude.
He was fun. He was fun.
He
Wasn't the best.
He was fun.
He was fun though.
I remember when they used to have that little window in Edgar's Cantina there that would look into the away team's bullpen. I think when Wilhelmsen went to the Rangers at one point, my friend had a little dance battle with him through the window with Wilhelmsen in the bullpen. Dude, it was just fun, man. And I mean, bartender, closing time, doesn't get any better than that.
That was cool. Yeah.
That's a great nickname. That's one of the coolest I've ever heard.
Well, he was called the bartender because he literally was bartending when the Mariners were like, hey, do you want to be a closer for us? He had like pitched in independent leagues and the Mariners had scouted him, but he was working as a bartender, pitching an independent ball, and the Mariners were like, hey, come pitch for us. We need arms. And he did well for us. And even when he got traded to Texas, he was legit a double agent. Do you remember what happened? He got traded to Texas. He pitched against the Mariners and immediately blew like a 5-run lead on like 6 hitters. Like
Hell
just
yeah.
Bomb, bomb, bomb. The Rangers then DFA'd him, and the Mariners picked him back up immediately. He was literally a double agent. He went in there, shit the bed for Texas, and then just came right back to us.
That's pretty fucking boss.
He also had that talk show, as a bullpen talk with him and Charlie Furbush.
Oh, yeah. I remember that, yeah. There's always that popular, like, you know, that gif of him dancing, you know, by along the foul line before the game. That's great.
I was there for that. That was actually, it was the end of a regular season, and I think it was the game that if the A's had lost, the Mariners would have played for like a 1-game wild card spot.
Was that 2018?
I don't know. It's
Yeah,
all a blur of sadness.
Yeah.
But it could have been 18. It could have been 17. It doesn't fucking matter. Nothing matters. Also, it's crazy that the Mets are now so good, and the Yankees have lost like what, 14 of their last 17 games, something like that.
Which is crazy to think about. Maybe they're turning into a little bit of an Angels situation because they have Aaron Judge, who's just putting up otherworldly numbers, but they're still losing, just like how the Angels were doing with Mike Trout.
They have a big name out for the season, like Stanton or something like that.
He's not out for the season. He's actually, I think he's just starting his rehab assignment, but he has missed. He's missed a bunch of time, and it has definitely hurt their roster.
I love Stanton, dude. Dude just crushes.
Stanton's awesome.
Yeah.
Judge is awesome. It sucks that they're Yankees because I'll never cheer for the Yankees, but they have some guys that I really, really like.
DeGrom is back for the Mets and just right back where he started. Just
Doing DeGrom things.
Just doing DeGrom shit. Yeah.
Like he does.
Did you guys see that stat on somebody posted something on Twitter about DeGrom, about like the percentage of his fastballs that were, I think, above 99 miles per hour? In his first like 4 or 5 years, he had all the percentages were less than 1%, and then starting in 2020, it jumped up to like 30%, and then like 50%, and then 60%. How did someone just come across, you know, it's been 4 years in the majors, you know, I'm just going to start throwing gas all the time? I wonder what kind of workouts he does. Like,
it probably has something to do It probably has something to do with like just mechanics and stuff. Like he was already a hard thrower, and then you have a coach that really knows how to just get that extra oomph in there, maybe some hip action, stronger push off, and now you're going from 99 to 100, 101, you know, with just a little bit of extra mechanical work.
that, and maybe he just remember when he had that long hair, he cut his hair. Maybe he just don't need that he's more aerodynamic now on the mount. I don't know.
I think that was it. The
That
hair
could be
was
it,
holding
man.
him back. It
That
was
was
too much wind resistance.
Yeah.
Gilbert, take note.
Yeah, maybe Gilbert needs a haircut. So yeah, we talked a lot about the sogginess of the Mariners over the years this episode, and it just goes to tie in how much better the team is this year and how much more fun it is.
Astronomically better.
Yes, it's so much more fun. The team is good. They're having fun, which is a big thing. Just their can dance that they do, it's getting a lot of shit around the league.
Fuck them.
People are mad at it. And you know what? Let us celebrate.
We haven't been able to celebrate in 20 goddamn seasons. Let
Yeah.
us do our shit.
Yeah, let us have fun. And they're having fun. It's nice seeing the team night in and night out getting it done.
Yeah, I just love watching the games this year. They're gonna win games, they're gonna lose games, but even when they're losing games, you enjoy watching them play.
And that's another thing too, with like the lack of the blowouts and stuff that we've dealt with in years past. You always feel like the Mariners have a chance to come back and win. You don't have to turn the game off in the third inning or the fifth inning. Even if they give up the lead in the seventh inning or kind of late in the ball game, you always have the hope, and realistically so, that they can come back and win with some clutch at bats in their final two at bats in the eighth and ninth. They can get it done. It's so exciting. It's so much fun. It's a great squad this year, and I cannot wait to see them playing in October.
It's gonna be so sweet, man.
Quentin, do you have a Mariners tattoo?
Yeah, I do.
Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah, man. I got the.
Oh, shit, you got a legit one.
Look at that. Isn't it nice?
Yeah, I got the trees around it, Mount Rainier over it, man. It's
Yeah,
pretty sweet.
me and Patrick and Owen, me most recently, all have Mariners tattoos.
Where's
and
yours at? Let's see it.
I'll show you.
Okay.
We keep shitting on Matt for not having a Mariners tattoo, and we get a guest in here, and
Yeah, he's already got the Mariners tattoo down.
Oh, that's sick. I like that.
Yeah,
That's fresh.
yeah, dude, I just got it like maybe 2 weeks ago or so.
Oh, nice.
Two and a half
That
I
was
think
nice.
something like that. But yeah, I got the Mariners S there, so
We are.
we're inked up. We're Mariners for life. We don't have a choice. We
Nope.
have to love our team. It's on our bodies. But yeah, yours is sick. I like Owens too. Owens is really cool.
Yes, isn't like a skull or something.
Yeah, it's like a skull with the Mariners S and like baseball bats as crossbones. I just went with the traditional S. Love it though.
Yeah, I
need
went
to
old
get it.
school. I got the trident with the star, and
But the Mariners are a huge part of our lives. It's literally the thing I love most on this planet is Seattle Mariners baseball
Yeah, dude. Just
and
imagine.
soft towels.
Just imagine the scene when the Mariners were playing playoff baseball. It's gonna be insane.
Like I remember in 2001, the atmosphere at the stadium, every single game was sold out, and every single game felt like the biggest thing in the world. Everyone was so excited. And I mean, I was in elementary school at the time, and I just remember even going to school, and that's all anyone could talk about was the Mariners. And I want to have that back. And it's already starting. People that aren't necessarily traditionally invested in Mariners have now taken notice and have asked me questions and stuff about the Mariners, and I cannot wait for it's the topic that everyone's talking about. You show up to work Monday morning and the first topic of discussion is how the Mariners did over the weekend.
Yeah, even every day. Hey, see, that's the great part about baseball. They play every day, basically. So
Yeah.
every day you show up to work. Hey, you catch the game last night. How about this? How about that? It's just a great time to be a Mariners fan. I mean, honestly, I can't wait. It's gonna sound dumb. I can't wait to go to Mariners games and tailgate.
Yeah.
Like you know how they always do that for Seahawks games. People show up, 4 or 5 hours before the game starts, and they're got their trucks, their barbecues out there. I got no problem doing that for a Mariners game.
bro, that's not dumb at all.
Yeah.
That
No,
sounds
that's-
fucking awesome.
yeah,
The
it's
only
gonna
problem is that T-Mobile is in the middle of Seattle.
I mean, they do it for the Seahawks games right next door.
Yeah, but I don't
They have a
do they-
parking lot though, right?
Do they open that lot up?
I know, but where you park for the Mariners games, along the train tracks where I park,
Oh, you're still train tracking it?
Yeah, dude. It's
Light rail.
Oh, okay, nothing wrong with that. But dude, I'm a train track guy. I've been a train track guy since birth.
I was born on the train tracks.
I bleed train tracks. But yeah. No, but yeah, September rolls around. Maybe a nice Saturday game. I'm running the truck out there. I'm packing some tables. I'm packing the grill, packing the speaker. We're tailgating this 6:10 Saturday start time, baby. Getting there at noon.
Hell yeah, brother. I like your enthusiasm.
Yeah, and I can't wait till everyone else also has the same enthusiasm.
It's coming, man.
It's happening. And I think
the mojo is rising.
See us rise.
See us rise.
Oh, that.
Let's move into a see us guys.
See us rise. See us guys. With the playoffs coming along and it's going to be sold out, there's going to be tons of people going to games. Some people might be going to games for the first time. So, as fans that routinely go to Mariners games, where is your favorite place to sit in the stadium to watch?
I'll take it first because I don't go to as many games as the rest of the crew. I like getting tickets for like the outfield bleachers, like left field bleachers or something like that, and then just wandering. I kind of change it up, I get the cheap ticket and I just kind of coast around. I really like underneath the left field bleachers, just kind of leaning on the rails.
Above the bullpen?
Yep, right above the bullpen. Just leaning right there, just watching Munoz fire 100-mile-per-hour balls while the game's going. It's like watching two games. Just like, hell yeah.
I ran into Quinten at that exact spot.
I love that spot.
Like a month or two ago.
The beer is right behind you. Yeah. Just go get a beer. Go lean on the rails.
I love that spot. I mean, personally, rarely do I feel like spending, a good chunk of change on nice seats. So usually, I guess like you do, I'll buy the cheap seats and I'll find a place to stand. So I'm a stander. I love to stand.
Me too.
I
I'm
love
standing
to
right now.
Yeah.
My legs get tired.
I love to stand, drink beers, talk with friends, and watch baseball. So I mean, above the pen right there is a good spot to see, as long as you get a spot in the rail. Or I like there's those the staircase that goes up to the old. I don't think it's called Hitty Here Cafe anymore, but it's called something else. The stairs are there. They got railing spots there. That's a great spot. But yeah, that's the great part about T-Mobile Park is there's so many options other than your seat to watch the game.
Hell yeah.
Now, see, with me, I have no problem dropping change to get really, really nice seats.
Money bags over here.
I just choose to spend my money on tickets rather than food or necessities. Baseball is my necessity.
Fuck bills.
Yeah.
I'm watching this.
I don't even have electricity at my house. I just use lanterns so I can buy dope tickets all the time.
I have so many candles.
But for real, I've sat all over, sat center field bleach. Honestly, don't sit in center field bleachers if you're going to a game for your first time. You can't see the big screen.
Sitting under the scoreboard just fucking sucks, dude.
Yeah, it's awful. It takes away a huge part of the experience of going to the ball game. So if you're going for
how are you going to watch the hydroplane race?
Or the hat trick.
I hate that stupid thing.
You hate hydroplanes?
I mean, okay, the one thing that really
That's a hot take.
Okay, yeah, that's a hot take.
No, hydroplanes are cool, but just the race itself at the stadium, there was so many years where the loudest the fans got were for the hydroplane race on the screen instead of the actual game.
That's fair.
So that's just the only reason. And one thing, particular when they had that slogan "True to the Blue," they didn't have a goddamn blue hydroplane. How am I supposed to be true to the blue? They don't got no blue hydroplane.
I think though, imagine you have a blue like Mariners hydroplane, and then it loses the hydroplane race. And then you're like, oh well, fuck.
Well, then it's accurate to what was happening.
That'd be so fucking Mariners too.
Yeah. But so do not sit in the center field bleachers. It's not worth it. Left field bleachers are fine. They're very cheap, especially if you sit closer to the foul pole. You can get a good view of the scoreboard. However, if you're going with young kids or whatever, the fireworks are right behind you because they shoot over that left field balcony area. And you don't get a good view of the fireworks. You just hear them blowing your eardrums up.
And your neck hurts.
Yeah.
Looking straight up.
Yeah. So, but the left field bleachers are fine.
What's that little patio spot right underneath the left field bleachers? That's kind of a nice area to stay.
Right above Edgar's Cantina there.
That place is bought out a lot for private events.
Yeah, well, it looks nice. I've never gone to stand
Yeah,
I've never gone and stood there. But
It's cool. It's cool.
Yeah,
It's
it looks
fine.
like a fun place to just kick it.
I love the Terrace Club, man.
Terrace Club.
Terrace Club is so sweet.
If you have the money, get the Terrace Club tickets. They will honestly run you probably close to the same as if you were getting something close in the 100 level, close to the field. But you cannot beat the value of the Terrace Club. You get your own section, essentially. You have to have tickets to go in there. So the lines are a lot less. They're a lot shorter. They're still pretty long, but they're a lot shorter.
The bathrooms aren't
you-
trashed.
You have your own bathrooms that are nicer, and the seats are all padded. So if you have the money, I would say get Terrace Club tickets. Sitting down in the 100 level, like closer to the field, can be awesome. More often than not, people tend to be more involved down there, so you get a lot more chants going. You get a lot more kind of group atmosphere with your surrounding section. However, to answer the question for me and where I think the best place in the stadium, nothing beats the 300 level between like 335 and 345. Those are the areas kind of around home plate on the 300 level. To me, it is the best spot in the stadium because you're behind home plate. The whole field is in front of you. And you can see everything. Even if you're sitting in like left field bleachers, there could be a chance that something's hit to the wall or left field wall, and you might have to stand up or to see where the ball is going, or you might not be able to see it at all. If you are sitting in the 300 level, the whole game is in front of you. You get an excellent top view, and the view of the skyline, especially if you're bringing like tourists or
For the
someone
for the Instagram.
for the Instagram. Yeah, you're big on the gram. The 300 levels, so you get an excellent view of like the Ferris wheel, the Space Needle, Puget Sound. You get to see yachts and tankers, and it's beautiful. When the sun sets, you have a perfect view for it. And they're some of the cheapest seats in the stadium outside of the bleachers. So I personally think 300 level, especially anywhere kind of behind home plate. So you're looking at 335, 345 in that 10 section window. It can't be beat. That would be my choice. And also, I grew up with season tickets, 330, row 3, seats 3 and 4. So that is my home.
Come find me.
I love them.
Yeah, the only thing about sitting out in left field where I like to be is you'll see like it's far and it's deep and it's hit hard and it's out at the wall. Like anything hit to the warning track it looks like it's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, the perception out there is kind of hard
It's
to
a
read.
little
Hard to
weird,
read
but I do
sometimes.
like watching the pitcher from the outfield. So I can kind of see, like you see an umpire call it a strike when it's an obvious ball, and you're like, oh fuck you, dude.
And like
And
you
I-
mentioned, it's really cool to watch the bullpen guys warm up.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you said, you want to see Munoz firing at 103. I remember I thought it was cool when I saw Chapman warming up because he was like the OG guy who throwing 104 and stuff. It was just cool to see those guys up close, especially since they don't have that fence there anymore. You're face to face with them, which is nuts. And they'll toss you balls if you're nice to them and stuff like that. And yeah, it's just a great time out there.
Basically, go anywhere in the stadium. You're going to have a great time. Go catch a game. Go support the team. It's a lot of fun. And it's great time to be a baseball fan. You're going to have a great time. Bring your family. Bring your friends. Make a day of it. Go support the Mariners.
Go high five the Moose, man.
Yeah. And support us. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share, tell your friends. We'll keep bringing you the soggy news. That'll do it for us. Go
And go Mariners.
Mariners.
Yeah, go Mariners. Let's go, baby.
Hell yeah.